Hello, 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 Facebook family. Hello, hello. So good to see you. If this is the first time that you see this face, hello, my name is Ayu. I am extremely happy to join you today for a very authentic and powerful conversation. Also, for a very quick conversation because I don't have a lot of time. I'm jumping in between some coaching sessions that I have today. Tuesdays are my days, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my days that are full of coaching sessions. And so, my previous conversation with one of my clients really inspired me to jump in here and have a conversation. I just finished a very powerful 2-hour call with one of my clients who is currently scaling from multiple 6 figures to 7 figures in her business. And what she has been experiencing in the last couple of months is a situation where her business is not moving as fast as she wants the business to move. But this is something that is going around, and I've been seeing a lot of coaches, mentors, and also entrepreneurs in different industries having this open conversation that since November, they have been experiencing a little bit of a dip in their business. And so I quickly want to jump here and have a conversation with you around that. But before I do that, please let me know if you are jumping and watching the replay, replay. Let me know that you are here and let me know that you're watching. This is extremely, extremely important. So a couple of things that I want to discuss is that we are stepping into a different market, not only in the coaching industry, but we are stepping in a different market in general. The coaching industry is not the only industry that is facing some changes happening. Right now, there's a couple of other industries that I am currently involved in. I work with also real estate agents, with a lot of brick and mortar businesses, as well with service providers as well. And everybody is witnessing that there is a dip. And so what do we do when there's a dip? I personally, in the last couple of months, since May last year, my business has been scaling and scaling and scaling. So I personally haven't experienced that, but I've also had months when I will go through dips. I've also been in situations where there will be a lack of new clients signing in, or launches will flop, or some products that used to sell very well will not sell as great. And this is what's currently happening overall globally, is that because what happened with COVID, we witnessed a lot of new businesses being established. And what I'm noticing is that new entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs specifically who have been in the business for 2-3 years right now feel a little bit of a squeeze. So for example, if you are one of those entrepreneurs who started their business prior COVID and right now you are going through a shift, the reason for that is because COVID market was very, very different than the market that we are witnessing now. We are experiencing a shift in the way that people buy, and a shift in the way that people make decisions, a shift in the way that people choose one offer or another offer. People are choosing more carefully. They are searching for really, really, really good solutions. If you are in the industry of providing a service, if you are a coach, if you are a mentor, if you are a guide, especially in that industry, what people right now are going through, buyers are going through this phase of being more mindful with their choices. So the first thing that we are noticing right now, and you have to be very aware of that, is that because in the last 2-3 years, this industry has been producing a lot of new names and a lot of new people stepping in. There has been a lot of buyers that didn't have a very pleasant experience with some coaches and some mentors and some guides and some healers. And because of that, because people have been burnt and people probably didn't experience what they thought that they're buying, right now people are no longer so irrational when it comes to buying. People really want to make sure that this is a good decision. People want to make sure that this is a good offer. People want to make sure that this person is certainly knowing what they're doing and that it's worth investing their money. So people are being a little bit more cautious around money. Now, that doesn't mean that people are not investing. So if you are telling yourself the story that, oh, the market is tight, oh, there's a recession coming, oh, blah, 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 that's not exactly what is happening. What's happening right now is that we are seeing people who buy in a very different way. And the reason why they buy in a different way is, again, like I said, people have been a little bit burned and they went through a space where they didn't make the right decisions, or they thought they were making the right decisions, but what they were offered was not what they expected for some reason. I'm not saying that there was anybody who was wrong or whatever, but we're seeing a buyer who takes a little bit more time to make a committed decision. We're seeing a buyer who is checking one offer or another offer. We're seeing a buyer who is, by the way, very intelligent, very tapped in. So this is what you have to do with a buyer like that. Remember when everybody was talking about building a brand, and then everybody started talking how it's not important to have a brand and that you can just sell just like that? Well, what we're experiencing right now, the people, the mentors, the coaches, the companies, the businesses who are known and who have an established brand will be the chosen ones. So right now is honestly the best time for you to step up and claim the space, because what will happen in the following 6 months to 1 year, there will be a lot of people who will go out of business because they will not be able to sustain entrepreneurship, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. And so you will have the opportunity to stand out, and you will have the opportunity to create a brand. So what do you want to create a brand? You want to create a brand because people choose brands. And especially in the market that we notice right now, people will go to places where they feel secured. This doesn't mean they don't like you. So this is what's happening. And I see it with the people that I work with. What's happening is that their audience likes them. Their audience vibes with their content. Their audience finds their offers somehow original and creative and what they need. But because for some reason the brand is not so strong, their potential buyer goes and buys from someone else who is a more established brand, just because of that authenticity and trust factor. So what you have to do right now, please, you have to put all of your effort right now and all of your energy, instead of worrying, to building a brand which is known, a brand that stands out, a brand that people recognize. They recognize you in the space. I've been saying this for such a long time, that brand is extremely important, that it's important for people to know your name. It is important for your name to be mentioned in different rooms, and it's important for other people to speak about you, and it's important for your clients to recommend you to other people. So if right now you are experiencing a dip, it means that probably there's something about your brand which is not really sticking. So you will have to work on brand authority. The second reason right now that you might be experiencing and that is causing a dip, or you've been growing, and all of a sudden you're not growing, is because the offers and the products that you had are no longer, they're no longer relative. And that's okay, because some products and some offers do have a shelf life, and at some point they plateau and you have to become creative. And I just want to say that you signed up to be an entrepreneur, and when you signed up to be an entrepreneur, I'm not sure, did you read the T's and C's where it says, as an entrepreneur, when you sign to become an entrepreneur, you also sign up to be creative and innovative, and you'll have to recreate yourself often, because creativity and not giving up and finding new ways is one of the parts of being an entrepreneur. It is what it is. So you signed up for that. And so now you have another amazing opportunity to relook at your offers. Look at what people want. So I had to close a few offers last year, which were not selling as great, because I realized this is not what people want. And I reopened a couple of new offers this year. For example, right now I'm busy recording an offer and creating an offer which is going to be only about content, because it's back. People again look for better ways to create content, for ways to be more efficient and more productive and more creative. And so I'm constantly listening to what people want, and sometimes people don't want certain things. Or maybe you somehow shifted and you're selling to a different kind of an audience, but that new audience that you're selling to, you're selling the old offers that you were selling to another audience. So for example, you have an offer which was perfect for one type of market. And now you decided, okay, I'm ready to shift to this other type of a market. And that happens a lot when clients scale. So when my clients are scaling, massively scaling, we change the ideal client. And what we notice is they go from X amount of earners, so they earn X amount of money, to X amount of money, XYZ amount of money. And when we do that, this person here that is earning more wants different things than the other person who is earning less. And so we cannot always go and offer the same offer. It doesn't work. So here's another simple example. I was watching one mentor that I simply adore and love, and she's been in the industry for 20 something years, and she's been offering the same offer. And I remember I took her offer about eight years ago. It was the same offer, and she's offering it now. Yes, some things changed, but not as much, so she can't really get me now. So the question right now for you is, okay, realistically, if I review my offers, are they really matching what people want right now? So right now, as I mentioned, we have a different kind of a buyer. We have a buyer that takes a little bit more time. We have a buyer who's a little bit more overthinking, and it's not their job. It's your job to be able to communicate more clearly. It's your job to show them clearly what are they getting, and if they're not getting that, then you have to change that. There has been many times where I will have an offer and I will think that this offer is absolutely amazing and it's given by the gods and the goddesses, and it's so juicy and it's so delicious, and I pitch it and I see that there's some kind of resistance. And I will ask certain people who are saying, hey, send me the link, but they don't buy. I ask them, hey, can you tell me what is it? And they will tell me, well, I would have appreciated if this offer had this and this and this. Now my job as a business owner is to sit down and to think, oh, well, actually that sounds better, instead of being super arrogant. And that's the problem of a lot of entrepreneurs who has been in business for 10 months or 10 years. All of a sudden they think that it shouldn't match what the market wants. If you think about gigantic brands that people adore and buy from them, they listen to what people want. Unlike, for example, Facebook and Instagram, they don't listen to what the fuck people want. And sorry for my French, And that's why people are going to TikTok, because TikTok is listening a lot to what people want, right? People want more reach. People want to reach more people. People want to be more, want to have more visibility. And TikTok is giving that to users, right? And so that's why a lot of people are going there instead of using Instagram. Instagram is pissing people off. And honestly, if Instagram survives by the end of this year, it will be a miracle. And so if you are experiencing all these things, ask yourself a very vulnerable and honest question where you will have to silence your ego and ask yourself, are my offers really serving people? Are they good enough? Are these containers still as valid? I remember, I think it was 3 years ago. Yes, 3 years ago, I had an offer which was selling so good. It was my program called Get Clients Now, and it was with Facebook groups. And at what point it plateaued, it stopped working. The main reason was that Facebook groups were not working anymore. And so instead of me trying to push that and sell that, I immediately closed the whole program and I offered a new program, which was Path to Profit. And Path to Profit was exactly what people want. So Path to Profit has a lot of one-to-one access, so people have access to me. It has a lot of accountability. It has a lot of valuable content that a lot of other programs don't have. And so I have to ask myself all the time the question, what do people want? And what can I deliver? So if you are experiencing a dip right now, definitely go and check. Are my offers still relevant? What I'm pitching, is it still relevant or not? And then here's the thing. I feel like there's a lack of understanding that it is okay for business to go up and down. That's okay to happen. And it's okay for us to see an environment and a market where we see changes, right? And we see flops and we see sometimes businesses exploding and sometimes it's not. And it's okay for us to see shifts in the economy. The question is, are you adjusting to that, or you're playing the victim and you are basically going with what's with the flow, and the flow never works. Going with the flow only works when you're not resisting something. But if you're just going and following whatever it used to work, it's not going to happen. Hey Lynn, good to see you. What you have to do is, for example, you've been selling like this. So you've been selling through posts. It's not working anymore. So are you just sitting there and not doing anything, or are you probably starting to incorporate other ways to sell? I've worked with clients where their business is not scaling, and we go and we look at their selling process, and I offer, okay, let's do a live launch, let's do a masterclass, let's try this, let's sell in the stories, let's totally change your branding, let's try new offers, let's try this, let's try that. And when people say, oh, but I don't want to do masterclasses, oh, but I don't want to have a freebie, oh, but I don't want to do the 5-day launch, but I don't want to do this, oh, but I don't want to do that, then we have a problem, okay? Because this means right now that you will have to reinvent some things. You will have to reinvent the way you sell. You will have to reinvent the way you show up. You will have to reinvent the way you pitch. You will also have to reinvent yourself. So right now, we are in a moment where we are facing who we are as the human behind the business. I speak very often about the human behind the business. It is extremely important in moments like that to go through these moments with grace, with poise, with, instead of running around and freaking out and getting into total desperation mode, it is time to take inspired action. It is time to relook at things. It is also time to, if you don't have a mentor and if you don't have a coach, to hire somebody. And if the situation financially is tough, okay, how can I afford that? How can I afford to find help? And am I really committed to doing it? And I see, recently I see these posts of people being triggered by some coaches and mentors saying that you have to be all in. And being all in means when shit hits the fan and it doesn't feel very good and it doesn't feel very comfortable and you're going through a difficulty, to understand, why am I doing this? Why did I start doing this? What's behind all of it? A lot of entrepreneurs are going currently through a stage of re-evaluating, do I want to be an entrepreneur? Am I prepared for that? And if you are not ready and if you're not prepared to be an entrepreneur, there's nothing wrong with that. But the main thing about being an entrepreneur is being 100% committed that you will make it happen. And so the question is, do you want to be an entrepreneur? Yes. Let's just say that you said, yes, I want to be an entrepreneur. Okay, perfect. That's amazing. So you are ready. Doesn't matter what's going to happen. Doesn't matter how long it's going to take. You will make the decisions to make your business successful. Yes. Okay. Is the business that you're currently running, is that what you want to do? Yes or no? So you will have to determine, hey, do I want to do this kind of business? Do I want to do this business model? Exactly 1 year ago, I asked myself the same question, because exactly 1 year ago, my business was going through a dip and I was running a marketing agency and I wasn't happy. So I had to make the very difficult decision. Am I still going to be an entrepreneur? Yes, I want to do that. Am I still going to run the same business model? And I said, no, I don't want to run this business model. I have to reinvent everything. So instead of freaking out that things are a little bit stagnant because things were going extremely very fast and they were going amazing, and then there was one point when they weren't going amazing. So the question was, what do I do next? What do I do next? When things happen, I have this process in my head. I just say, okay, this sucks. Now what? This sucks. Now what? What do we do next? What is the next decision? What is the next step that is going to help me in this process? So is it me ditching a certain type of a business model? Because here's the thing, maybe you are designed to be an entrepreneur, you are designed to have your business, but maybe there's something in the business model that is not serving you. Maybe something in the strategy. Maybe there's something about you. Maybe there's something about just the way that you run things. So when there's a process, when things are slowing down, to me, this is a massive indication of, I have to look at, am I really doing what I really want to do? Am I doing it in a way that I really love it? Because here's what is happening, and I'm meeting a lot of entrepreneurs who feel very burned out. They don't like what they're doing. Some even resent it. They're like, yeah, but they keep on doing it because they have to pay the bills. That sucks. Don't do that, because that's we're just not destroying the whole idea of why did we get into entrepreneurship. We decided to become entrepreneurs because we wanted to be free and to feel good. That was the whole point of it. And don't tell me you became an entrepreneur because you wanted to help people, because you could be a dentist, okay? You could be a doctor, you could be a plumber, you could be anything to help people. You became an entrepreneur for the sake of feeling good and being free. That was the main thing. That's the main thing. And so evaluate, is that how I feel? Am I creating a business that makes me feel like that? Or have I been running this business and I've been producing multiple six figures, or as whatever you have been producing, and you felt good, and at one point it just went like mwah, 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 and it slowed down. Okay, so what do we do now? Do I still continue doing this? Is this also an indication that maybe I should slow down and take some rest? So there's always something behind it. And right now, I'm extremely grateful that this is happening on a massive scale, because it is giving us the opportunity to first consider, are we doing what we love doing? Are we doing it in a way that it really shows that we love doing it? Are we embodied? Are we? And are we really delivering a great service? Can we improve it? Can we improve our marketing? Can we improve our branding? Can we improve our sales? Entrepreneurship is not, it doesn't have one face. It's not even 3-dimensional. It's probably 73-dimensional. That's what it is. And so you've been given this amazing opportunity, if you are going through something like that, to relook at all of these elements and to understand that this is such a great opportunity for you to stand out. So you have two options right now. You have the option to really stand out, and in the most beautiful way to dominate the industry. Oh, I'm using the word dominate with in a nice way, not in like malicious way. So you have the opportunity right now to stand out and for people to see you because of the way you're showing, because of the way you are claiming yourself, because of the message, because of the offers, because people will see that. Because when the buyer changes what they want, they see it and they recognize it. This gives me, it reminds me of something. So I'm going to wrap up with that. Have you seen that women all around the world, women take longer to go to the bathroom? And whenever there's events, whenever there's something happening, there's this gigantic queue in front of female toilets. In malls, anywhere, when there's a lot of people, there's always a problem. And the guy's toilet, there's like nobody there. And women complain the whole time, and they complain, and they complain, and they're not happy, and they just don't like it. There are countries and there are cities. So for example, New York City has taken this into consideration, that actually women do take longer in the bathroom, and they need double the amount of bathrooms than men. And they started building facilities that have double the amount of bathrooms. Now this is the way every single entrepreneur has to think about. When there is a problem, which I just mentioned, I mean, every single woman probably waits 10 times longer in front of the ladies than her partner or another male. And instead of people ignoring it and being like, yeah, whatever, there's cities that are actually doing the work and taking action. And they're building double the amount of bathrooms in the facility than other places. And women love that. And the problem is solved. So be like that. When you see the problem, when you see that people are complaining about this and this and this, or they're not happy about this, or some certain offers are not selling, listen to what people want. That will change the game for you. So I hope this was helpful. And I'm going to see you for another powerful live sometime soon. Bye.